All right, y'all. So this one's gonna be a quick one. I was just sitting here thinking about back in high school. I had this coach, and he used to always say, like, whenever someone would mess up on the play, with like an assignment or something like offensive or defensive assignment, particularly when we were watching film, he would always say, excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one, and they all stink. Now, I know that sounds corny as hell, but the first time I heard it, I was like, it's pretty clever, you know? Like, excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one, yes. And they all stink. Now, I'm not going to get too literal and be like, oh, well, does everyone's asshole stink? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And who the hell cares? That's neither here nor there, you know? The, the emphasis is that don't make excuses because everyone has an excuse. And so what I'm getting at is to make an excuse, you have to put in time and effort. Now, the amount of time you put in may not be a lot. It may be a lot. The effort you put in to your excuse may be a lot of effort. It may not be a lot of effort. It may be a lie. It may be, from your perspective, a factual reality. But all in all, you still use that time to make an excuse for something that you did wrong or someone perceives you did wrong. So let's just look at the definition here. A reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or offense. And obviously the example there is there can be no possible excuse for any further delay. Okay. So using this dictionary, using this definition, which is pretty much, I'm pretty sure most people, when they think of an excuse, that's what comes to mind. Maybe not those words exactly, but that's what comes to mind, like an explanation. And excuses, and many people's defense, they'll say, oh, no, it's not an excuse, it's the truth, And look, you have to understand something. Some things may be true, but sitting there talking about it and putting an effort to try to just explain that doesn't change the fact that whatever the case needed to be done didn't get done, right? Like, it still needs to be done. For a better, let's use an example. Say your mom comes home, or your husband, your wife, whatever. Someone comes home and they say, hey, I have to run out, yada, yada. Can you take the dog out and the trash? And you say, okay, yeah, sure. Then the person leaves, they come back several hours later, and the dog pissed on the floor and the trash is still there. Now, you may say, oh, well, actually I had to run out too, and that's why I wasn't able to do it. And that's the truth. I really had to run out. At the end of the day, those tasks did not get done. So now what we have to do is follow the trail of one of my favorite words, accountability. Now, who's accountable? You said you were going to do it, you didn't do it. Now, what you could try to do is say, oh, well, you should have did it, but you had to run out. Now you're trying to shift blame and shift accountability to the other person. But at the end of the day, the task still didn't get done. And what does that say about you as a person? What's that say about you as a person? How often are you willing to make excuses in life? From my perspective, excuses are like Like once you start, they just don't stop. You make excuses for like, my nephew. I have a nephew, and this kid, he's never wrong. This kid knows everything. You bring up something to him, but this, but that is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And I tell him all the time. I say, look, man, I'm your uncle, so I'm not gonna be too hard on you, and we don't live close, so I can't even like, put my hands on you, with half the bullshit you be saying, but sooner or later, people don't like that. People don't like when they know that someone's feeding them shit, and I think that applies because if excuses are like assholes and everyone has one and they all stink, and then you keep trying to give me some excuses, yeah, that's some shit. That's some bullshit. That I don't want, and I don't need. Most people in life, they go off results, especially if you want to be any kind of person with any success next to your name. You need to go by results. It's not about every time you ask someone something, this, wow, it's like, come on, no one has time for that, and then people aren't stupid. They may allow you to quote unquote slide with that nonsense, but they're not stupid. They're fully aware of what's going on, and it's only a matter of time before they just say, you know what, I'm sick of this shit. So I bring up this conversation about excuses because overall, the quote unquote black community, we use a lot of excuses to try to, explain our situation. But at the end of the day, these certain things aren't getting done. Period, point blank. And that's the comedy in excuses. You could use them and try to make them as valid sounding as humanly possible. But at the end of the day, all those excuses do is allow you to put off what needs to be done. In the black community, what needs to be done, we need to expel this thug life culture. But we make excuses for it. We make excuses to honor this thug life culture and honor the no snitching, stuff like that, But then, quote unquote, black people be the first people to be like, oh well, if a cop doesn't, if a good cop doesn't snitch on bad cops or doesn't step up when bad cops do stuff, then that cop's a bad cop. But then you know what? Then you're a bad person too, because half y'all motherfuckers know who's terrorizing your goddamn neighborhood. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know who it is, and y'all know what they doing. But yet you say nothing. For fear? Fear? Is that your excuse? For fear. So tell me, who are you more afraid of? You're more afraid of the people in your community, or you're more afraid of the police? Because last time I checked, you're more afraid of the police. Every time I turn around, that's what you're marching and protesting about. Got no solutions, just got a whole bunch of excuses. Because you're so afraid of the police. You're afraid of the police. Because they're committing genocide against us. But you won't speak up about the people in your own community, and you're not afraid of them? I find that hard to believe. It sounds like another excuse to me. And this is what I'm saying. How many excuses is too much? And that's just one example. Those are terrible excuses. And as long as we keep lying to ourselves, because anyone could lie to themselves. Listen, if you come up with a lie, you keep saying it for a while, you can convince yourself of that bullshit. Okay? That's the truth. You can convince yourself that is the reality. Just ask women out there. I'm joking, half joking. But yeah, women do that crap all the time. No offense, ladies, but y'all know y'all be full of shit half the goddamn time, making up lies. Like, oh, I hate this man because he did this and this and this. And you're adding some stuff to that, and he ain't really do all that, but you need to justify a reason to hate him in your mind and stuff like that. Look, we get it. I'm not here to friggin' bash y'all for it, but let's just be real. That's what this topic is about. Let's be real and stop with the excuses and just be accountable. Just be real. So we gotta do. The sooner we individually can be real with ourselves, stop making excuses for ourselves, hold ourselves accountable, then we can begin to hold others accountable and not accept their excuses that they'll try to feed you. You hear me? We need to be able to assess ourselves to the point where we stop making excuses for ourselves in our condition. Oh, I'm broke because they don't want to hire me because I got records. I got a record. Listen, are there a lot of brothers out there that got a record? Yeah. Yes, that's the reality of it. But actually, before I even get to the but, and are there some jobs out there that won't hire you because you have a record? Surely. Are there some jobs out there that won't hire you because you have a record and you're black, quote unquote black? Yes, you better believe it. But and then so you'll make excuses, and you might be thinking, well, it's not an excuse. You just said those things, Aaron, and you agree with it. Yes, I know, but this is why they're excuses. They're excuses because you allow it. You lie to yourself and you allow it to be your reality. Now, like I said, are there jobs that won't hire you for that? Yes. Are there also jobs that will? Yes. Or how about you create your own goddamn job? There's a lot of convicted criminals out there that have become successful entrepreneurs. And there's also former criminals or criminals for that matter, but people with criminal records that have become just entrepreneurs, failed entrepreneurs, but they still tried it. They did it. When you don't believe in yourself, you'll make excuses for yourself. When you believe in yourself, you'll hold yourself accountable and you'll pick yourself up and you say, okay, that won't happen again next time. Because you learn from it. You have to be able to reflect and learn from, I don't even want to say your mistakes. I don't even really want to say mistakes from just your past decisions. You learn from your past decisions, you recalibrate, and you go forward. You don't make an excuse. When you make excuses, there's no reason to go forward. Because all you do is justify that, hey, well, can't do it because this, that, and the third. So, yeah, that's it. There's no reason to go further. You'll never tackle that. You'll never grow as a person, as a human being. You never grow. And I see it quite often, all too often, in the quote-unquote black community. I've done that, in my younger years when I was young, like a teenager in early 20s, there's excuses. There's excuses. We all do it, or did it at least. So I'm not here to just put anyone down. It's not about that. If you listen to this video and then you still continue doing that dumb shit, then yes, motherfucker, like, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? You maybe you just can't get right or something like that. But hopefully you listen to this video and then you apply it. Because I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody got time for the bullshit no more. I'm letting y'all know. I already started the Facebook group page, America's Original People. We have a few people in it already, and we're in the infancy stage, just trying to get people, like-minded people, into the group. That way, we can actually begin to build, and start exchanging thoughts and ideas, sharing videos and books and stuff like that. That way, we can all be on the same page and actually accomplish a better scenario for us and our families. And obviously we are one big family, but it starts with us. It has to start with us. So it doesn't start by making an excuse. Okay? So my challenge to each and every one of you that are listening to this video, that will listen to this video, let today be the last day that you make excuses for yourself. Now, it's probably not going to be that easy, especially if you're used to making excuses for yourself all the time. But I'm challenging you to make today, and whether you listen to this video tomorrow, 5 weeks, 5 years from now, make that day, the day you listen to this voice, the day you listen to this challenge, make that day the last day you make excuses for yourself. And I guarantee you that once you stop making excuses for yourself, you'll stop accepting excuses from others. And then you will find yourself surrounded by like-minded people. Because this is what's going to happen. If you don't accept people's excuses, aka bullshit, no more, they're not going to come around you no more. Or they're going to stop giving you excuses. So you'll directly, you'll change them for the better, for their better, and or they'll remove themselves from around you because they won't be able to keep up with that energy. It's going to feel like pressure to them. And you know what? You might lose, some of your friends or closest friends or closest family. But that's the reality. Once you stop making excuses for yourself, that's saying that you want better for yourself. Now, if you don't want better for yourself, or if you're more than content with where you are in your life, then by all means, totally disregard this video and everything that I've said. But if you want better for yourself, if you want to make more money, you want to have your own business, you want to do whatever, this is how it starts. This is how it starts. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I live in a mansion and I have 5-6 cars. And no, I don't. But you know what I do have that most of you don't have? I have comfortability. I'm comfortable in my own skin and where I'm at and with what I'm doing. I have goals. And we all should have goals. And each and every day I work to get closer to my goals. And you don't get closer to goals by making excuses. That's just the reality of that. So again, I'm not sitting here on some soapbox trying to talk down like, oh, I've did that and yada, yada, I'm uber successful. No, not the case at all. And I think that's another reason why what I'm saying should resonate more. Because it's all a mindset. It's all a mental shift in perspective on life. Okay? You have to stop making excuses. That's the first step to becoming successful and being a better person. But like I said, I just want to be short. I got work in the morning. Peace.